Moving up, trial number 2. Fire Terrain, Celtic Rose, My Two Angels, Layla's Girl. Our Punt, Smiling Rose and Jamira Jane. They're all set and away. And Layla's Girl began very nicely to find the lead pretty comfortably, coming across with Smiling Rose and Celtic Rose in third spot. Fourth was My Two Angels between them, and then back along the pegs came Fire to Rain. Back to second last was Our Punt, and back with it was Jamira Jane, who's back last of all. They head down the back straight, and the leader is Layla's Girl. From in second spot, Celtic Rose second, and third was My Two Angels, who found the peg. Smiling Rose caught without cover. Four back the inside was Fire to Rain. Second last, the outside, was Our Punt, and Jamira Jane at the rear of the field. They head down the back straight. They'll run up with 1,600 metres to travel, and the pilot is Layla's Girl for Rita Burnett. 50.5 the lead time. In second placing was Celtic Rose for Craig Hoban, and third was My Two Angels for Albert Safai. The outside was Smiling Rose for Ian Caruana, and back along the pegs, four back the inside, Fire to Rain for Gavin Lang. Being covered up on the outside by Our Punt for Brett Cargill, and at the rear of the field was Jamira Jane for John Caldo. They worked to the top of the home straight. 50.5 was the lead time. They've got about just over 1,200 metres to travel, and they run into the home straight with just over a circuit out. And Layla's Girl in front. In second spot, Celtic Rose. Third, Smiling Rose from My Two Angels. Then Our Punt from Fire to Rain, who's pulling quite ferociously there, giving Gavin Lang a bit of a hard drive. And back along on the outside was Jamira Jane, who's second last, now up on the outside. They swing out of the straight. Layla's Girl in front, 33.5 that first quarter, 50.5 the lead time, so it's fairly slow going. And Layla's Girl in front. In second spot, My Smiling Rose from Smiling Rose on the inside, Celtic Rose. The two roses racing together. Out Punt fourth on the outside of My Two Angels. Then Jamira Jane and Fire to Rain, who stopped pulling now, is back last of all. They go down the back straight, and Layla's Girl in front. Second quarter, 33.2, 66.7.5. Layla's Girl leads Celtic Rose. Smiling Rose starting to feel the pinch. Our Punt comes out three deep. Then My Two Angels from Jamira Jane, and back along the pegs was Fire to Rain. Pass of 400. Third quarter in 31 seconds. And the leader is still Layla's Girl from Smiling Rose. Joining in was Our Punt. No run for Celtic Rose. In My Two Angels, Jamira Jane. And back there with it was Fire to Rain. They turned for the run home at the 200 metre mark. And on the inside, Layla's Girl. The outside, Our Punt's joining in. Getting a split now with Celtic Rose. Smiling Rose. Down the outside, Fire to Rain. It's starting to get home strong, Fire to Rain. It pulled treble through to run. It's getting home strongly, and Fire to Rain gets up right on the line to score from Our Punt, Celtic Rose, Layla's Girl, Jamira Jane, then My Two Angels and Smiling Rose. Last quarter, 31.9 and a mile rate of 29.5. Well, despite pulling all the way through the trial, which was Fire to Rain, was giving Gavin a pretty tough drive, and looked like got dropped off at the 400 and certainly wound up on the outside to get up in the last couple of strides. Big run, number one, Fire to Rain to score. Grace time was 3 minutes, 0.3, a mile rate of 29.5, 29.5 the mile rate. Last mile in 29.5, 29.5 the last mile. Last half in 63. And we'll stand by for the margins on trial number 2. The numbers and margins, the sectionals were 33.5, 33.2, 31 and 31.9. Mile rate of 29.5. That lead time was in 50.5. The number 1 goes into the frame, Fire to Rain. Second, number 5, Our Punt. Third, number 2, Celtic Rose. Fourth, number 4, Layla's Girl. And fifth, number 7, which is Jamira Jane. 1, 5, 2, 4 and 7. Fire to Rain first. Our Punt second. Celtic Rose third. Gross 3 minutes, 0.3. Mile rate 29.5. Last mile also in 29.8. Actually the last mile. Last mile in 29.8. Last half in 63. The margins were ahead by 1.5. Ahead by 1.5 on trial number 2. Not forgetting, ladies and gentlemen, about the barbecue downstairs. Make sure that you head